Imagine a world where packages are delivered via drones. There is no driver who is coming to your place, only there is a sound and there's a hum of the drones overhead. This is not a futuristic technology that we are talking about. This is something which is already happening. We are in the office of Skye Air, which is already doing drone deliveries in Gurugram, and they promise to deliver your packages at your doorstep within just 7 minutes. Here are some of the drones that you see that the company is doing to make this usage and technology possible. Today, we have the founder and CEO of the company Skye Air, who is making these drone deliveries possible in Gurugram and also expanding to other regions in the country. Ankit Kumar, he will come and he will explain to us how these deliveries are happening, what is the structure of the drone like, and what is the company planning to do next.
So this is a flagship product. We call it as Skyship 1. Now this is a multi-rotor eVTOL, as we call it. The eVTOL is electric vertical takeoff and landing. So it takes off vertically and then goes into a horizontal movement and goes to the location and then vertically tries to land as well. What happens out here is there are 6 motors basically which are running and giving the thrust that the drone needs to lift and transitions to the horizontal movement and then travel the distance. This travels to about 20 km on a single charge. This is the battery compartments. This is where the batteries technically go. You've got a lot of GPS out here, so we built dual GPS systems into this. This is a flight controller which goes in the hood. So under the hood you have the flight controller, you have the 4G, 5G, LTE connectivity system that is our own proprietary system that we have built. There's no camera on drone, so this is all without cameras. There are sensors all around the drone which are using LiDAR based things to basically sense, detect and avoid any form of obstacle which is going to come its way. And then multiple other subsystems goes with this. One of the subsystems which goes on top of this drone is a parachute. You don't see it here, but it goes on over here. So at this position the parachute is put in, and the parachute acts as the ultimate savior for the drone in case there is any amount of failure which is not to be protected. Below this is a winch system which goes in. This is how a winch typically looks like. So this gets hooked into on the plate out here, and the packages basically go in this, and the moment it is releasing it slowly on the ground, the sensors release it and the package is left. This goes back and the drone comes back. So drone doesn't need to land essentially when the winching system is in action. In certain cases we do go with landing and other things. In cases where we are carrying very bulk items, etc., the drone goes for a landing and it lands in that particular locality. These are the basic systems I'm talking about, which is essentially trying to make logistics more simpler. There are a lot of connectivity systems, and even with the 4G, 5G connectivity system that we have built in, it connects to the pod and it aligns itself on top of a pod and then drops the package very seamlessly within the pod. That's how the package delivery happens. This can lift about 10 kilos of the product. The total takeoff weight of the drone along with the 10 kgs of the product is about 25 kilos. So that's the weight of the total weight of the drone. On top of this, there are propellers which are fixed. This is still in an R&D phase that you see out here. The propellers goes on top of this and they generate the thrust which is required for the drones to take off. Multiple fail-safe systems that is inbuilt with respect to building multiple redundancies. So if one motor fails, there are 5 motors which can land the drone safely. Even if 2 motor fails, the 4 motors can land the drone safely. In case of a battery failure, there are auxiliary batteries which are there, which happens to take up, and then the drone goes safely, goes and lands somewhere safely. If I open this hood, this is the main brain, which is the flight controller, we call it. So the flight controller goes here along with power modules and multiple other things which are all entailed here, along with the 4G devices which also goes beneath, and that allows the drone to take up the command and basically act on the command and sort of go from A to B. Now on top of this, we are building a lot of other layers, where the drone will have eventually a V2V communication, a vehicle to vehicle communication between the two drones which are flying in a similar airspace, and it maintains that distance and the gap which is required vertically and horizontally when it's traveling its course through the sky tunnel that we have built. That's in a just about what this drone does and how magically this goes from A to B and deliver your packages just within 7 minutes. So there's the 3 air corridors or 3 classifications of the airspace which are currently there: green, yellow and red. Red is a 5-kilometer vicinity of an airport where you cannot fly a drone. It's a prohibited airspace. However, if you need to fly a drone because of some reasons, there's approval mechanisms which are there from different authorities that needs to be in place. With respect to the 5 to 12 kilometer, it's classified in yellow 1 and yellow 2. Again, depending on where you need to fly and what kind of operations are required, the complexity in terms of taking up approvals comes in effect. And the green zone is beyond 12 kilometer vicinity. So if you look at Gurgaon today, 87-88% of the area is green zone where we are flying right now. There's about 7-8% which is a yellow 1 and yellow 2 zone where we can fly with required approvals and other things which are needed. And the remaining is a red zone. So there's very small portion which is a red zone today for Gurgaon. In Delhi, that's opposite scene, the red zones are pretty high because of the defense installations and because of the airport proximity and other things. And hence the classification is to safeguard the integrity of the airspace and ensure that there are required approvals which have been taken in terms of the drones to fly and get infused into the similar airspace.
So at this point, how many localities and pin codes are you serving in Gurgaon region only?
About 28 pin codes is what we are serving in Gurgaon, which covers about 70-75% of the city.
So at this point, we are at one of the hubs of Skye Air. I have Ankit with me. Ankit will walk me through the process of how the end-to-end operations happen when you are actually delivering your packages via drones. Ankit, over to you. Let's go through the process.
Sure. So see, we are receiving the packages in 2 shifts out here. In the early morning hours and then in the afternoon, we get the packages out here. It is in-scanned from here. So our team sits here, which is in-scanning every single shipment on how the shipments, what size, what weight category the shipments are coming in. So largely there's a weight category based bifurcation which happens here, and there is a pod based bifurcation which happens here, that which society, which pod, which area the package has to go. Because what we receive is on a pin code level. It further gets secondary sorted over here. They in-scan the entire shipment and they start doing the entire segregation based on the area or which locality it has to go. So these are sorting bins.
How have you sorted them here?
So they are sorted based on which pods it has to go to. Every hub technically is connected to 7 to 8 pods. Okay, so these are sorted based on that, and they are bagged based on that this has to go to pod number X, this has to go to pod number Y, this has to go to pod number Z. Which of these shipments are prepaid shipments, which of these are cash on delivery shipments, etc., and which of these are on OBD, etc. And then basis that, when the sorting has happened, it goes to the operations team, which decides on whether we have a pod availability over there. If there is a pod availability over there, the drone teams takes it up, it delivers over there, and from there it basically goes by the walker to your doorstep. And that's how you receive in 30 minutes to 2 hours from when we receive the shipments from the customers. Might be an electronics item which is supposed to go to sector 78. Okay, this is house number 158. It will go to the nearest pod. Now there are a lot of locations where we don't have the pods in the right vicinity. That means it may not be within that complex itself, it might be to the nearby complex. So it always goes to the nearest pod, and then from there the walkers move. So walkers are currently doing 1 kilometer radius at large. So 70-75% of the shipments are within 1 kilometer radius from the pod. The rest of the shipments are within 2.5 kilometer radius as well. The drone covers the majority of the distance, and then further they take it up and they start doing more or less deliveries within that particular zone. There are certain localities, since we receive shipments for pin code based, there are certain localities where we receive the shipments where we don't have a pod. In that case, there's a walker who comes out, who takes the package directly from here and goes and delivers. Those can be Very minor percentage, but those can be the shipments which can go in that particular capacity.
So for instance, this one has to go to sector 78.
Yeah.
And let's say this is only one package, and I think it's very lightweight.
Yes.
So would you club and bundle some
Absolutely,
of the packages
absolutely.
so that it's very efficient and they go together?
Right. So our average is about 20 shipments per flight. So in one flight, 20 shipments are batched together, and then it goes to that particular pod. And then from the pod, it can go. So say, take an example of 78. We have a pod in 79, the apartment, where it will go. It might go like 20 or 30 shipments, or even if it require more flights, there might be 2 or 3 flights which is done to take 60 shipments over there. And then from there, it gets to 78, 79, and so forth to different other societies.
Okay.
They put up a mission plan that this is the Skye tunnel it needs to follow, and it follows that Skye tunnel and goes and delivers this entire thing.
So now, as we saw that the package was delivered here by this drone, and there's some lock system here which the Skye worker will open, and then he will take out the package and deliver each package to the respective homes. Ankit, over to you. What is the process like, and what is this PIN code? Does it change every day for safety purpose? How does it work from here after the package has descended into the spot?
It's a very simple process. There's a OTP which currently changes every single day. Eventually, we want this to be very dynamic so that with every order, it will keep on changing. Right now, the density of the packages going to the pod is limited, so we just maintain that on a per day basis, since we have a worker here, and the worker is on our payroll associated with the company. He's coming and he's utilizing the PIN code to open it. So you can
Let's open this.
just put in the PIN code. So this is how a package is dropped out here.
Yeah.
And just take out the package. There are a lot of relay systems which are inside, which are sort of automating this. And when this receives a command from the drone, when the drone is connected with the pod, this opens up from the top, and it receives the package. As soon as it is dropped, it auto releases. The drone auto releases the package into the pod, and then this shuts up, and the drone goes back.
Yeah, so that process will be very carefully done because there could be glass items or electronics.
Yeah,
here,
absolutely.
right?
So you saw that the
Yeah.
winching was happening at a very slow
pace.
Yeah,
Yes.
very slow pace. That's just because it can be a fragile item, it can be an electronic item, it can be anything and everything which can be there.
Understood. So now the Skye worker will do the process that you just did.
Yep.
And then the parcels will go to the respective
Absolutely.
homes.
So he
Just
will
like-
just open
yeah.
the box, he
Yeah.
will take out all the packages, deliver all the packages, collect the cash, etc. if it is needed to be, and he will go and deliver.
So you just received this package. This was delivered to you via a drone, and then a Skye worker came and delivered to you the doorstep delivery. How is the experience like?
Experience was wonderful. It was quick, probably most eco-friendly than we can suppose, and it's very new. I've never seen this happen around. I think in New Gurugram maybe. I'm not sure, but it's pretty good. Very happy to see this.
Would you be ordering more such packages via drones?
Yeah, of course. Why not? And if it's quick and it comes to my door, I don't have to worry about it. A lot of talking to many people every time. There's a separate person. So if the person is from the same company every time, I think it's pretty good.
We started this journey from one of the hubs of Skye Air. From the hub to the pod here, the drone took approximately 3 minutes to cover the distance of 5 kilometers. From there, a Skye worker picked up the package and then delivered those packages to the customers here. We saw that one of the customers was really happy about it. So what do you think? Given that the whole process took under just 5 minutes, do you think your next parcel is going to be delivered to your doorstep via a drone? How excited you are about this technology? For companies that are innovating in the field of drone deliveries, the sky might just be the limit.